Welcome to episode 42 of the Lifting Ugly podcast. I know, if you're just listening, it sounded like you jumped in the middle of us taking a leak.
Like, that's going to sound really good on Spotify.
that is going to be amazing. Just the first thing is just like, oh yeah, that's the stuff. Yeah.
Was that the opener to Gin and Juice on...
It was the opener.
That doggy style? Yeah.
I never thought it, like, I don't know. It made me think urination this time. It didn't at the beginning of that album.
Well, that sounded like pee anyway, so...
It was a pee sound for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, episode 42. We're going to cover a couple of things today, just so everyone knows. We'll do a meet recap.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do Monument Fitness / industry strength updating. And yeah, we'll cover all those topics and maybe a few other things as we go along.
Wow.
But in the meantime, make sure you go over and check out our friends at Pioneer Lifting and GeneralLeathercraft.com. We will be posting a winner of the contest today. So we'll finally be giving out that second set of wrist straps.
Love that.
So thanks everyone who participated first off, and then we'll get to that winner later. But everyone else, just go there and buy stuff because it's pretty cool shit.
Oh yeah,
groovy stuff. Also, make sure to check out maxbarbell.com for all your other lifting gear, shoes, singlets, all kinds of fun stuff there.
Oh yeah.
So check those suckers out. Make sure you visit at lifting_ugly or search lifting ugly wherever your social media desires take you, and we should be there.
Mm-hmm.
You can go frequent Alkai's page at bellies_out_.
It's not terrible.
No, it has some fun lifts.
Mm-hmm.
You have some good guest appearances on your page as well.
I do. I have some wild stories sometimes too.
You do have wild stories sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And that always makes for a fun date as well.
Yes, it does.
And while you're perusing the internet, make sure you stop by liftingugly.com where you can get Lifting Ugly gear. Shirts, shorts, hats, banners, other stuff. Just go look around. Look around at all this stuff. It's there and it's fun. I did get another shirt idea from Jack that I may check out.
Oh.
And I think I'll change up a little bit, but since everyone else is doing it, maybe we need to do it too and do our own version of an OnlyFans shirt. And
yeah.
And so I've seen the Only Gains one, but I hate the term gains because it's
stupid and played out.
So gay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not.
Room starting to spin real fast because of the gayness.
Because of the gameness. the gameness is making it gayness. But I was thinking about doing something like only natty or something like that.
I mean, we've been talking about only hams for a while.
Only hams, that would be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Only nats.
Yep.
Something along those lines.
I'll think of something.
Brainstorm.
Mm-hmm.
So those are ideas that all come about and end up on liftingugly.com.
Oh yeah.
You can also donate, do one-time donations if you are a fan. Basically everything that is profited, which is nothing, is really profited. But everything that goes in goes back out to everyone else, and so we can continue to provide you with the high quality of entertainment that you have come to know us for.
Yep.
If you would like to be a monthly subscriber, make sure to visit patreon.com/liftingugly, and you can check out our different tiers there. And quit being stingy.
Yeah, give us your money.
Give us your money. And on that note, let's get this party officially started. once again, this is episode 42 of the Lifting Ugly podcast, as I like to call it, Pimp Station.
Yes.
Welcome. We enjoy all of you who listen later, who listen live, who comment, and who participate in any fashion. That's what makes this fun to do.
I think it's great.
I did, let's see, at the meet, which we will discuss later, the Mile High Monsters meet, I did come across, she is on our Instagram, so her name's Jen Frazier,
Okay.
and she was apparently competing at the meet. I did not know.
Oh.
And so I was talking to Shelby, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you're the podcast guy." Why? Yes, I am.
Yes.
So she is a listener. She listens to the podcast just to kind of see what kind of dumb shit we're talking about.
It is dumb.
So we'll try not to let you down. We'll try to provide you with more worthless
quality content.
Quality content that we are known for in the industry, as they may say. So it's been seems like it's been a long time since we put an episode out.
We didn't do one last weekend, right?
Yeah, we missed last weekend. What the hell did happen last weekend? Craziness. I know that. I just don't remember like 100% what kept us from doing it. But
you tried doing it on your phone.
Oh, that's right. Because
it wasn't working.
Last Saturday was the meet. That we'll discuss. And so I was trying to do it on the phone, but I couldn't get the audio and the hearing part to work correctly.
It wasn't so great.
Yeah, we had to scrap that idea. And then I was traveling on Sunday, driving around, so we weren't able to put it together. So apologize for all those who were just longing for that. And we tried. It just wasn't working. But I did make sure. Like today, this weekend and next weekend are going to be like rough goes as far as putting one together. But
it's okay.
We're doing our best to
big transitions.
Big transitions.
Those are more important.
That's right. So how has your last couple of weeks been? Training wise, any goings on that the peeps need to be aware of?
I went to a concert on Sunday. It was Static X, Mudvayne, and Rob Zombie, and it was super rad. Probably the coolest visuals I've ever seen.
Like lasers and all kinds.
Oh yeah, stuff. Like the way, like the people that set up all the lights and like everything that's going on in the background, insane. It was probably one of the coolest shows I've ever been to.
So it looked like an outdoor venue?
Yeah, so it's a spot in Chula Vista, which is closer to the border. So it's like an outdoor arena. It's super cool. Like we were in the lawn area in the back, or the section right above it, or this right in front of it. It was really cool. Yeah, and the people watching was even better.
Yeah, right. I imagine.
Yeah, no, I mean, Rob Zombie's gonna attract the weirdest fucking people around. I mean, we were there, so clearly that speaks to us too.
Well, I mean, and you also have anywhere from people that are in their 50s down to people that are in their 20s that are going to be at that.
Oh, there were kids there. Like there were like,
really?
Oh yeah, like people brought their families. Like it was cool. Like there was a couple like, I mean, I'm assuming like 10 and below. Like if your first concert's Rob Zombie, you're doing a good.
Yeah, that's good quality parenting.
It was rad.
And you know when we say quality, we mean real quality.
Yeah.
So that's that top tier parenting right there.
It was very top tier. No, it was really cool. It was a cool experience. But
it looked like a lot of people went with you.
It was a shit ton of people. Group. Yeah. It was me and probably 6 of my buddies that came with us. One of my friends from high school came in town for the weekend for a wedding, so he crashed at my place and came with us to the concert. So it was really rad. It was cool.
So your friend that is on Instagram, I can't think of her. I know her Instagram handle has squirrel in it.
Oh yeah, West Coast Squirrel. Yeah, so that's our buddy Squirrel.
she is pretty funny. But so I asked her for that video so that I could, talk some shit.
Do your thing with it.
Yeah. And she applied. So I was very appreciative of that.
Mhm. Jesus Christ.
But no, it looked like fun. It looked like a good time.
That was dope. So that was cool. Training was good this week, minus tearing my hand deadlifting. That was kind of a bummer. It's healing up now, but it was it looks so pussy now, but
I know it heals so fast, and that's like
it does. Yeah.
That's why you want to get that like bloody, like just deep wound picture.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you're like, see, look, it doesn't look bad.
No,
now.
it was there. Yeah. No, it was.
like
It looked.
it did.
Yeah. No, it looked pretty. I had a coochie on my hand for a couple days.
Yeah.
Doing incline the next day wasn't too fun, but training was good except for yesterday. I'm working really long weeks right now, and by the time Saturday rolls around, it's either hit or miss. And they needed me inside at the bar on Friday night, so I was moving around a lot more. So I got to take into account water loss, salt loss, calorie burning, all that kinds of shit. My legs were just kind of toasted by the time we started squats. And that deadlift session, I'm not gonna lie, kicked my teeth in. Like I got the 4x4 done, and I was like, I'm not doing my accessory work. I'm toast. But other than that, it was good. Squats sucked, but it's all right. Shit happens. Life goes on. We're gonna move forward. I'm not too worried about it. So I'm thinking I might have to shave down the nights at the bar to probably one night a week as I get closer to November, because I'm not gonna risk my lifts for a bar shift.
Well, and you're on your feet for what, 12 hours, 10 hours?
My shift starts at 6 and I'm out of there at 2:30.
So yeah, 9 to 10 hours.
Yeah,
You're
it's
on your feet, and so then to go the very next day and put more pressure on them.
Yeah, so I mean,
ideal.
I was supposed to do a 1x4 at 5:05, a 1x4 at 5:25, and then a 1x4 at 5:40. I got the 1x5 done, or the 1x4 done at 5:05. Felt like total dog shit. Went for the first rep at 5:25, and I was like elevator hitching on the way up, and I was like, this isn't happening. Like, I'm just gonna rack it. There's no point of me getting this done right now. But
Right.
this week will be fun. I just got my program from Jen today, and we're hitting heavy doubles and whatnot. So I think my pulls this week are I have a 1x3 at like 625, and then a 2x1 at 665. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, so the numbers are picking up.
That sounds fun. That's good.
Mm-hmm. I'm super excited. So things are going well. No complaints.
Mine are not picking up.
Well, okay, to be fair, like you might as well just be not lifting at all if you're going to be moving an entire gym. That shit sucks.
Right. And the only reason I'm really even doing any kind of workout at all is just so
Sanity?
that, like yeah, mentally I feel okay.
Yeah.
So like I didn't think this leg workout was shit. Like 235 on the bar. I did like 5 sets of 6.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't heavy. Didn't feel heavy.
You just moved though.
But it just I went through it. I did just normal kind of accessory stuff for it.
Yeah.
My glutes and hamstrings were so tight going into the next day. And then the next day I'm like trying to, I spent, so that was on Thursday. Friday I spent all day like picking up mats and cleaning them, like cleaning off both sides. And I made this nice stack of rubber mats to be moved. And then we moved all day yesterday.
Which are terrible to move because they're just dead weight and they flop around on you.
Yes, they're by far probably the worst thing to move.
Yeah.
So they suck. But I gotta give a lot of credit to Wyatt came, and Adriana came through first thing yesterday morning, and then
Dope.
we had a couple of his crew that came in, a couple hours later, and kind of helped finish everything off. So that was nice. It was we got done what I expected to get done.
Good.
We just got like 2. Well, I had my dad's box truck with a lift gate, and then I rented a U-Haul, and we got both of those loaded up, got them unloaded, and that's all I was kind of hoping for because we're still operating the gym this week, so I didn't want to take too much stuff away.
Mm-hmm.
So next weekend, hopefully, I'm putting the call out now to anyone who can come help. We had a lot of things kind of got in the way this weekend.
Yeah.
I know Jack was really sick this weekend. Jordan was out of town. doing something over the weekend.
Hmm.
I know Keenan works on Saturdays, so it's tough for him to break loose.
Yeah.
But this next weekend, we're basically I plan on doing a full Saturday, full Sunday to get everything over. It should be fine. We have everything mapped out. I think where we went over this morning and kind of mapped out where we want everything to go.
Yeah.
And so realistically, I think we're going to have more in there than I originally planned as far as equipment goes.
Dope.
But yeah, we'll still have pretty much all the same things that everyone's used to. We're not losing the members that I thought we were going to lose in the transfer. So we'll transfer over with a decent grouping.
Love that.
So that's exciting. So it was cool. Amber hadn't seen the place until Friday night. I took her over there. We were going to clean the floor, but she hadn't even seen it up until that point. And then we got done and got home, and she's like, okay. She's like, now I can see why you've been so excited about it. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, at least.
Well, having a warehouse is sick because I don't know. To me, that's more like lifting environment.
Right. You got the high ceilings.
Yep.
It opens up the space. Even though the space is smaller, it somehow feels bigger.
Well, it's just open.
Yeah.
Like there's no corridors, there's no hallways, there's no like corners. It's just a fucking open space.
Just that nice box.
Yeah.
So
gotta love a good box.
Gotta love a nice tight box. So yeah, we went and got some turf to lay down and got that laid out today. It'll be we sold enough stuff to help us out as we go along.
Good.
And stuff that we're not going to miss. The one thing I wish we could sell a lot more of is cardio equipment because we have way too much of that shit.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna have to get a whole nother storage unit just for like ellipticals and shit like that.
I'm sure those will sell.
Eventually,
people buy those bikes and shit, have them sit in their house once they buy them.
Yeah, it's like, what else are you gonna hang your clothes to dry on?
Mm-hmm.
Might as well buy a cheap. And I'm not like the ellipticals. I'm like, dude, I don't know, give me $350 for it.
Yeah, that's gone.
That's a commercial grade elliptical. I mean,
oh yeah, totally.
$350 is a hell of a deal. But we have 5 of them.
Have you thought about hitting up like Mesa Fit or anything like that, or any of the other gyms in town?
Well, I put everything out there. I had the people from Fruta came out. The new owners of the one out in Fruta came out.
Yeah.
A guy from Montrose came out, but they were looking more at they wanted stuff that I wasn't getting rid of.
Oh,
They're like, oh, what about this? I'm like, are you kidding me? They're like, yeah, I really want one of those. I was like, yeah, me too. That's why we're not selling it.
Dumbass.
I'm like, are you sure you don't want the Smith machine?
Yeah.
Somebody can take the Smith machine.
Or this giant red extension and curl. Do you want this?
Oh my gosh. That dumb thing's going to end up going in storage. I'm gonna slowly start taking that apart this week and making runs to the storage unit to just get that out of the way.
Sell the weight plates for them. I'm sure you can get some money. Like the individual, right?
Just as somebody who wants, it'd almost be worthwhile just taking that and scrapping that straight steel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost a literal ton of steel.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, should I just take it to the scrap yard and you'll probably get $200 or $300 for it.
Yeah, it's better than not having $200 or $300.
Yeah, so we'll see. It's just a fucking monstrosity. It's hard to. There's just really no. Unless you have just a ridiculous amount of room available. There's just you just can't. It's just impossible to have it. And then the tensions are all wrong, and so that makes it tough. And so, anyway, that thing's going. It's going to go away one way or another. That's definitely not going to keep a trip.
Someone will end up buying it.
Yeah, I've had. Oh my gosh. So as I'm trying to sell this stuff, trying to sell this stuff, go to Facebook Marketplace because that's where everyone goes now to buy anything.
Yep,
it's used. Craigslist used to be a thing, but
Craigslist is so sketchy now.
Like I posted on there, I got one reply. And the guy was like, and it wasn't even about the stuff I was selling. He's like, are you selling any dumbbells? Like, did I fucking list any dumbbells? Like, why would I just get the fuck out? Anyway. But the people on Facebook are going to need better. Like the first, I think close to 10 people that
Yeah.
contacted me, all ended up in the same discussion, like the conversation went in the same direction.
Yeah.
Hey, send me your phone number. I need to send you this Google link to verify that you're real. I'm like, verify I'm real. I'm the one fucking selling shit.
Yeah.
Like, this is in a gym that has an actual location,
Mhm.
and you need to verify I'm real. I'm like, yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And so then I had these two guys. One claims he's from Albuquerque, New Mexico. One claims he's from like El Paso, Texas.
Okay.
And they're like, they want to buy this large grouping of equipment, so a lot of the pin loaded stuff that we have.
Yeah.
Oh, well, what can you do for this? Here's your price. I posted the one. The guy got, I was like, dude, I'll do $33.50, for all that stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well, let me talk to my partner. Like, I went from like 38 down to $33.50. He went from 32 to $33.50.
Okay.
So like, I'm making the bit, and he comes back. He's like, well, when can you deliver it next week? And I was like, I said, you get me to take all this money off, and then you expect me to deliver it. I was like, we're good, man. I was like, good luck to you.
I know. I saw that, and I was like,
yeah,
petty.
Yeah. And then the end of it, I was like, okay, yeah, you can come pick it up. Let me know when you can be here. It's free.
Yeah.
Bring $3,500. And he's like, wait, what? I thought it was 33. You said. And I'm like, hey, time is money.
Yeah, time is money.
And so then finally he goes back. I was like, look, if you come here and pick all this stuff up, then sure, I'll sell it to you for that price. I said, but you better have cash. I said, I'm talking cash. Green money, bills that are legit in hand.
Mm-hmm.
I said, not a check, not, I'll send it through Venmo, Zelle, or any cash app.
Nope.
I said, in hand. Oh, no, I can do it. I can do it. And like, then he bothers me like Friday, something, and then a question mark. And I was like, what? I thought you were coming next week. Well, I just want to know if you still have that available. And I was like, as of now, yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Then this other guy told me he was going to be here yesterday at 9. Yeah. That was coming from El Paso, Texas.
Okay.
And then I have a message in the morning, and it's a screenshot of his map. He's like, well, I'm going to be late. I'm not going to be there early in the morning. It'll be 9 p.m. So I can either meet you tomorrow morning at 8, which would have been this morning at 8,
yeah,
or sometime this afternoon. I'm like, well, if you're not going to be here till 9 p.m. today, how are you going to meet me this afternoon?
Yeah.
And then I was looking at his map, and it has him coming from like Juarez, Mexico. And so I said, and seeing as how you are coming from Mexico, not Texas, like you told me,
we're going to stop this right here.
I said, if you actually show up, I said, you better make sure you have this amount of money in US dollars. We're not talking pesos. We're not talking, nothing else. Like, maybe if you have some gold bars, maybe I'll take a look at those and we can trade them. But other than that, it better be. And he's like,
just shows up with a bunch of copper wire.
Right. This is like $5,000 worth. I swear. It's like, no, that's not how this is gonna work.
Okay.
But I haven't heard anything from him since. I was like, dude. I was like, yeah, I can be here. Just let me know.
Oh,
he never asked for the address of the business. Never. I'm like, well, I don't know what my curiosity is more, what is their end plan? Because I'm pretty sure their end plan is not to actually buy the equipment.
No.
But I'm trying to figure out what the scam is that they're working on. And so that's more of like why I keep responding, is I'm like, I want to see where this goes.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be sketchy though.
I mean, yeah. I'll have some heat with me just in case like shit starts to go crazy, but like, I'm not dumb. Like I know how to take care of myself, but I do like to, like, I want to see, I'm very curious to see like what drives people and how far they're willing to go.
Yep.
So this has been, God, I mean, from the beginning of going from being here, operating the gym as normal, to moving the gym, to shutting the gym down, to selling the gym to shutting the gym down to moving the gym.
Yep.
From that to dealing with people selling equipment to moving. I mean, this has been like the biggest emotional
weird
roller
process.
coaster.
Yeah.
Like I've been like so super down and depressed,
Yeah.
and then I've been like excited and then down and depressed.
Here's all.
Yeah, it's like, I know, like now I know how bipolar people feel. I'm like, God, that's gotta suck to like not know every
Man,
day.
imagine if this was all the time.
Right. You just wake
Yeah.
up and you never know like when that switch is gonna flip. It's so awful.
Sometimes gear does that too.
Well, and I started that too
Yeah.
to get going. So it's like, well, actually, I started when I was feeling at my lowest is when I decided to cycle.
You're like, I
So
need it back.
Well, because I figured my test levels were probably running low also.
I mean,
on
I'm
top
saying
of
just
everything
cruiser
else.
dose to the day you die.
Right. And so I was like, I'm just gonna
That's my
jump
plan.
on so I feel better. And so I actually feel better.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, and maybe I flip out a little bit more and I get a little more pissy about things. But
Yeah.
I feel better.
Oh, we could do an only pins shirt.
Only pins. There you go. I like that. That is fucking it.
Yeah.
All right. That's coming soon. Only pins.
Oh, I'm wearing that shit
Sure.
everywhere.
That's the fucking one right there. All right.
Yeah.
Everyone give Alkai a round of applause. That is
We're
a
here for it.
fucking
I had
winner
a
right there.
feeling that when we started this podcast, I was like, I'm gonna fucking
Like
do
something's gonna come up.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good one.
Mhm.
So cool. Yeah. So industry strength we got about a week and a half. We'll
That's
be
so
up and
rad.
going. Thing will be dope. I'm supposed to meet with one of my painter friends tomorrow. Come look
Oh,
at
are
the
you gonna
space.
deck it out with some graffiti and shit?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So if you look at if you can see in some of the pictures and the videos of the empty warehouse,
yeah.
It's not just like a shell warehouse with
Mhm.
the backing. It has wood that basically goes probably about 10 feet up.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna see if he wants to do basically the top level of it. So like basically where no equipment will be covering it,
Yeah.
and so that way it's just kind of this whole
Mural. Yeah.
just going through.
Oh, that's gonna be rad.
He's like, "What do you want up there?" I was like, "I don't know. This is the name of the gym. It's Industry Strength." I said, "Other than that," I said, "Fucking do what you want."
We got spray paint some lifting ugly shit on the wall too.
Yeah. Get some of that in there. Yeah, that's get at least a little rendition, his version of it.
Or just get the face on like one of the walls or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just some sort of representation of it.
Hell yeah.
So that'll be cool. So we're excited to get the new stuff up and going.
Hell yeah.
It'll be awesome. We have some, I hate using the term, I just don't know how else to put it. Some haters following our movement and
What is
progression.
like why?
Because they can't just deal with their own thing and be okay with it. You know what I mean? So it's like
Like are these people we know or just Joe Schmo dickheads?
No, these are so I mean I'll flat out say I got a call. I had to fill up one of the trucks on my way to the new spot. And Amber and a couple of the other people were already there with the other trucks and so she had Paul and Margaret, who people who don't know were the previous owners of Monument Fitness,
garbage.
Follow her to the location and act like they turned a different way. And when she pulled in, then she saw him like driving down the road. And this is not like a highly traveled, like you have to be.
Yeah, you went out of your way. Yeah.
When you're going there, you have a destination to go to.
Yeah.
And so she like started like fast paced walking towards the road. Like, what do you want? You got something to say? And then they're like ducking and driving off. And it's like, what the fuck?
Why? What's the point now?
What
like they've been done for so long. What's the point?
So there's one, they sold Monument Fitness to Amber. They couldn't come to grips with that. Like it's like once they saw how things developed, it's like they had this sense of jealousy or whatever. So then when they were done with us, she opened up her own little training facility.
Whatever the hell that was.
Yeah, some little small, but I just got word from somebody that their last day of that facility is like Monday.
Good.
And so then they're moving everything back to their garage. So I mean, I know that they're probably curious, but it's like, why do they care so much?
It's because, I mean, jealousy makes people do weird shit. Like,
Yeah,
you guys are up. I mean, in my opinion, you guys are upgrading like to a
right. And
sick fucking spot.
that's how we feel too. We have a better traffic location, easier access location,
Oh yeah,
and then the spot is going to feel, more gym like.
yeah, totally.
And then we'll obviously the goal is to keep the same type of
Mm-hmm.
environment, the same type of feeling for everyone who comes in to work out.
Yeah,
So I get why they might be jealous and why they might not want to see, and people from 970 are probably aren't going to be real happy that we move so close. But my whole thing, and it's always been,
that gym's failing anyway. Who
well,
cares?
if you don't like it, then do better.
Exactly.
If you're afraid of us taking people away from you, then do something about it. Do something
Mhm.
better. Don't be mad at me because people are leaving. I don't get mad at people who leave our gym when they're like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and cancel. This one's closer, or this, whatever their reason is. I don't care.
Mhm.
But I get that sometimes people want to go experience other gyms. It doesn't bother me. I don't take it personal.
No.
I don't hate people who work out at 970. Because for whatever their reason is, because I know a lot of them, and there's some
Yeah.
good people that work out there.
Yeah.
That's fine. If you want to work out there, I don't need you to work out at my gym.
No.
If you want to, great, come on in. If you don't want to, fine. You want to work out at Mesa Fitness because you like being seen by the younger crowd, go for it. If you go to Crossroads because you like hanging out with a bunch of old people, that's fine with that. I'm good with that too. Don't bother me.
Mhm.
So why, and I have some people from 970 that are, jumping on the Instagram page and stuff like that. Maybe one of them, I'll give credit. One of them is a nice guy, and he likes to kind of he just likes to know what's going on.
Yeah, sure.
He's not like on that haterade. if you
Ignorant
will.
trade.
So it was just interesting to watch as this develops.
Yeah.
To watch, kind of some of the things that come out of the woodwork.
I mean, there may be a good chance that you may just sweep a bunch of people from all the other gyms in town, which would be fantastic. That's just going to come with regulating who you want inside your gym then at that point.
Right. And so that's I think what we're going to almost be doing, like an application process.
I mean, that wouldn't be a bad idea. We kind of had already talked about that beforehand, right? We're making it just a little bit more exclusive. Like, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, the last thing you want is some dickhead coming in and ruining it for a bunch of people and then making them leave, Like,
right. You don't want anyone ruining the environment is number one. And then it also keeps from overcrowding. And that way you don't have the issue of people always waiting around for things to happen.
Yep.
I don't know, it's not an opportunity yet, but there's an instance that may be coming up within the next few months where there's another facility owned by someone that I know on that same street that might be coming available as well.
Oh.
So just the thinking in advance and like being excited about what could be, I'm like, oh, well, then for a period of time, maybe we'll have two locations like right next to each other and just turn the smaller one into just like strictly strongman powerlifting type thing.
Yeah, the specialty stuff.
Yeah, and then have the other one be more of a gym fitness center.
Yeah.
And then eventually when the lease runs out and all that, then just combining them two and expanding. Because the thing about that building is it has the room to grow. Like I can add an extra section onto the building.
Oh, that's cool.
So because I'm looking at this, I'm like, man, if the numbers I'm looking at, we'll be able to do some things.
Oh, okay, cool.
Dope. And I mean, even just going into it, I mean, we're looking at and buying some extra specialty bars.
Ooh.
And then Amber wants, and I wanted to, but I didn't even tell her before she brought it up, is buying another combo rack.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. So the big black rack that we have, big blackie.
Yeah.
I have that one. I'm going to move it away from the wall, and I'm taking the plate storage post off.
Okay.
And so that way the interior large part of the rack can be used. And then that backside can also be used as a squat rack as well.
There you go.
So I have that going just to try and get the most out of the space that we had.
Why not?
So it'll be fun. So we have very exciting developments taking place.
That's pretty rad.
And then I also wanted to talk about the meet from last week.
Yep.
So Mile High Monsters was at Edon Fitness in Brighton.
Okay.
So anyone who doesn't know, that's north of Denver by like a half an hour or so. So Shelby competed in that one. I can't think of his name right now. And his girlfriend. You trained for a little bit. The guy you trained for a little bit. The one that braced himself on his squat with the bar so hanging on his back. Come on, damn it. Remember when we were watching him squat and he grabbed the support post?
Philip.
Yeah, Philip. There we go.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
why I couldn't. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. So Philip and his girlfriend competed there as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, Jen Frazier, who was a listener, she competed. Wasey Coleman was there.
Dude, sick. That guy's gonna have a big pull coming soon.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit.
Yeah.
So a lot of things happen. So this is a WRPF meet. Oh, and Jesse with the Special Olympics, he had
killer. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a girl there. So we hung out and talked a lot. And I went and saw his gym on Sunday. We'll get back to that. But he's a good guy. We're gonna start doing some stuff together with the Special Olympics as well.
Great dude.
So we're excited about that. The event was not run efficiently.
Oh.
So like the athlete meeting was a half an hour late. The start of the meet was give or take 15 minutes late.
Yeah.
I saw all of it. I saw all of it developing. So as I was, and so did Jesse. So we didn't start warming up our girls until our timing was right. Obviously.
Yeah.
I saw people starting to warm up their people. Like, I'm like, fuck, already? Like, we haven't even had the athlete meeting. Why are you squatting already?
Yeah.
Like, Shelby's like, should I do something? I'm like, if you want to do something, I say you can jump on the bike. And,
well, like, were those people like were their openers bigger or something like that, or were their closers like? Did they have more warm up sets, or just because people were just doing whatever the fuck they wanted?
They were. I mean, they weren't even big. A lot of them were just the first flight people.
I think they were just wanting to get a rack before everyone else crowded in there.
There's that, and their coaches were having them start a little bit early, and so there were complaints I heard from coaches where they're like, "Oh, the timing of my athletes' warm-ups were off because they kept pushing the time." I'm like, "Well, that's your job, is to make the adjustments.
You have to adapt. Like, you
can
just sit there and bitch about it. Yeah, you can say something, but at the end of the day, if it's not going to happen, like,
do something.
Get over it. Yeah,
it's as a coach, that's what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, all those things, I didn't tell Shelby about. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm like, no, just wait.
No, there's no point in making a thing out of it.
The client, the competitor, not even just the client, the competitor should just be worried about lifting.
Yeah, you need to worry about everything else.
Yeah, and so that's what I did for her, just to help her get set. There were some other people that were having a tough time with the whole process.
Yeah. And
so, sucks for them. Philip and his girlfriend had a different coach.
Who?
What's his name? Redheaded kid.
Oh, is he working fucking Mesa Fit?
At a Mesa, yeah.
Ugh, yeah, I know who that is.
He used to actually be Shelby's coach, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe he's here." She's like, "I feel like I'm seeing an ex-boyfriend."
Yeah.
So, and then they had their loaders and unloaders were a little slow and off.
Oh, and that sets the pace for everything too. So if that's
right.
fucked, the whole meet is ruined.
And then I know Philip he couldn't tell exactly what happened, but when he was unracking his bench, one of the sides didn't move the same.
Oh, it was misloaded?
I don't know if it was misloaded. He said it felt like somebody was like had a hold of it. like he wasn't sure if one of the spotters like didn't go with the weight, and like
I mean, they're not even
it
supposed to
grabbed-
touch it.
right. And so he wasn't sure exactly what happened, but he had to re-rack it. And he's like looking back, he's like, hey, what, you know,
Yeah.
and then get set, and then he was pissed and blew through his press command. And then his girlfriend, her first press, her coach was doing the handoffs,
Yeah.
and so he hands off and he just stands there. So she's just holding the bar.
So what the fuck?
So I don't know why he didn't know to step off the platform.
I don't care what federation you're part of. You're not supposed to stand there so the head
Right.
judge can see you. That's stupid.
Yeah, and you're not going to get a start command until you. And one, if this was his first powerlifting meet he'd been to, you would think if you're taking people, you would have like researched
Or how about read the fucking rule book?
or
that
listened
every,
to,
and that
or-
every federation has.
yeah, and listen to the athlete meeting
Fucking
when
amateur.
they distinctly said, if you're handing off, when you let go, get off of the platform. We will not start the start command until you're off the platform.
Stupid.
So that kind of ruins some of her stuff. So that
Dude,
kind of
no
sucked.
kidding, man.
Uh,
If you are the reason your lifter missed a lift,
that's
stop coaching.
that's a terrible.
But like, not because of some sort of like you miscalled an attempt. You fucking stood there.
Right. You are the reason for a fault on a lift.
God.
Is pretty bad. And then poor Wasey.
Oh no.
I think it was his third squat attempt. It wasn't even the most he's done, so it's not like he was going for. This was kind of supposed to be a warm-up meet for him.
Oh,
Yeah.
so this is kind of like you're doing this meet to hit your peak. It's
Right.
like, yeah.
I think he was squatting 740 something.
Okay.
So I mean, it's not nothing, but he can definitely hit a higher number.
Yeah.
And I was watching on the screen in the warm-up area, and he goes down, and basically it almost looked like he shot out the front of the squat rack. So he threw the bar back, and he ended up on the other side of the squat rack. And so then
he dumped it on the spotters.
Yeah. Well, the spotters aren't catching that, so it went down on the ground.
Yeah, but that's how you
Uh,
shatter someone's foot. Like that's
But he tore a section of his quad.
ouch.
So like if you see his stories, he's got this big giant bruise.
Ah.
And so that's what happened is he went down, that thing popped, and he just kind of shot out.
Was he in wraps?
No, he was I think
Sleeves.
he was knee sleeving, yeah.
I was gonna say like I'm starting to see less and less people using knee wraps just because of that problem. Like the two big ones the one big one that I know of is Brandon Allen a couple years ago had to stand up 900 on one leg because his quad tore off because his wrap was too tight. So it's just like So every time I'm like I want to try classic raw, like I'm good.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Well,
alright.
and even Jesse was saying, because there were some people that were doing raps, he's like people get real carried away with the raps.
Yeah,
He's like
dude.
they're not supposed to minimize your movement.
No.
They're supposed to stabilize and help with that spring. And he's like, these people, he said you get them that tight, and that's even what he was saying. He's like, it causes these injuries because it cuts off blood supply, which is needed during
you're choking your knee. Like
Yeah.
your quadriceps tendon and your patellar tendon are gonna have to figure it out if you're just wrapping it way too damn tight.
Yeah. So, but I'm pretty sure he was doing knee sleeves in this one.
Yeah.
So it was really shitty because I mean he had his deadlift was going to be close to 9, and so we didn't get to see that. And it's just fun to watch those crazy lifts. And you know,
dude, watching monsters smash shit is absolutely fucking insane. Like that.
Yeah.
There's like I'm so cool with getting my ass kicked at a meet if I get to watch dudes just house weights or chicks house weights, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
because girls are hitting some insane shit nowadays,
Oh, for sure.
and it's
For sure.
so cool to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It
Like,
is
I'm-
fun to watch.
Like, marry me.
Yeah. It's like,
I'm here for it.
Crush me too.
Dude, we can take our drugs together. We can we can take naps together.
So that was unfortunate to see because he was definitely one of the bigger lifters, well, the biggest lifter that was there.
He's a 275er.
Yeah, because I think his weight was, oh, maybe he was under. I think he was under 270.
Oof.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah.
He was. Yeah. When I walked in, he came up and said hey and talked for a few minutes. So that was
Yeah.
that was cool, and just it's unfortunate to see somebody like
Shit
that
like that
kind of
happen.
go out with an injury.
Yeah.
So Shelby,
How did she do?
let's see, she got called high on her first attempt, on her first squat attempt. She got called for depth.
Okay.
I get it. I could see it, but I also saw people that did a similar depth that got white lights on it. So like when she got
politics of powerlifting.
I know. I saw it and I was like, yeah, you were a little high, so let's just. But she blew. It was easy. The weight was easy, so we went up anyways for her second attempt, even though she failed at first. And I was like, okay, now so just get that depth in. So she got her second one, more than she's ever squatted before. So that was cool. So we went up for her third attempt. I don't know. I think her brain just shut off because she went down and she hit a depth, and then you can tell like she was like, I need to go lower, and she hit a little bit lower, and then it was like a pause squat. She sat there. She sat there for, I swear it was like 3 seconds.
Oh.
And they were about to grab it, and then she started pushing up, but then halfway up, it kind of gave out on her, and they had to take it. And I was like, what happened? Like, what was going on?
What the fuck did you just do?
That was one of the longest pause squats I've ever seen.
Thank God they don't make us pause squats at
I know.
meets, dude.
And have a press command on squats.
Pass.
I was like, that was I said, especially during a meet, that was a crazy long pause on a squat. She's like, I don't know, I just kind of, she said, I don't remember.
The fuck out.
I don't remember much after I got to a certain depth. So
they shysted Kainoa at his meet too when I went home. A couple of lifters knew the judges, and USPA Hawaii is an absolute shit show. Like that was one of the sloppiest meets I've ever fucking been to. And the guy who pulled before Kainoa for their last pull didn't even finish his lockout. Like it was soft as hell, and they gave it to him, and they didn't give Kainoa his 540 because they told him the bar bounced away from his legs and he didn't finish the lockout. I was like, that's horseshit. Like I was pissed. Like I was ready to start hitting judges because like even the guy after him did the same fucking thing and they still gave it to him. Like go fuck yourself.
I know. I don't know what they look at some of the time. Like some of the stuff, it's like, okay, I get it. But then when you see the same thing, it's like judge consistently.
Well, it's like, okay, I mean, yeah, because like some of the lifters and some of the judges, well, some of the lifters were the judges' lifters, and then the guy who supplied a lot of the equipment had lifters there too, and they all got away with some stupid shit, like stupid as hell.
And that's one thing I had a problem with in bodybuilding, and it shouldn't be the case. If you're judging the meet, you should not have anybody competing in it.
Or if you're going to, you need to act the same and be accordingly, or be according to it. Like there's,
it just seems like it would save a lot of even the look of it.
Yeah,
because it looks bad because it's like if there's a question, someone's gonna be like, okay, they just gave it to them because that's their person and they know it's their person. But and her bench went good. She hit her first, didn't get her second one, and then she got her third. On her bench press, and so she maxed out on her bench. I think it was 133.
Awesome.
So she's almost at that the key 135 mark.
Yeah.
I think her squat was 240, which her previous was like 2 under 230.
Yeah.
And then her deadlift, we started her at what she maxed out at in South Dakota.
Yeah.
And so we started her at the 314.
Okay.
And she, and the of all people, the head judge red lighted her on the first one. And I was like, why would a head judge red light if she followed commands?
Yeah.
What are they? What is
Maybe he saw soft knees or something like that.
Maybe the two side judges. So she passed it. So we went up. I'm trying to remember where she ended up. We jumped up to 330. It was close to 340.
Nice.
Because the first one was so easy. So we just I think I went up like 2 or 3 spots on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they didn't give her the second one. So her second attempt, they failed. The two side judges failed her on.
Okay.
And Selena and her husband were the two side judges for deadlifts.
Yeah.
So I was like, what's the issue? They're like, where her shoulders were too rounded. And I was like, where?
But if that's her lockout, then
And so I was like, I was like, does she mean because when she was pulling, her back kind of rolled and her shoulders were forward.
yeah.
But I mean, she had I thought was a full extension. I'm not a judge, so I was like, okay, whatever. I don't get it. I thought they were talking about during her pull, and so I'm reading the rule book. I'm like, it doesn't. I was like, it doesn't say shit about that in the rule book.
Well, as a judge, you kind of need to be like to pay attention to how people's lockouts are because some people have rounded shoulders when they pull. Yeah.
Well, and so I told her on the last one, I said, look, just go up and pull that shit. Pull it, pull all the way back. I said, overextend everything. I said, just pull it and leave no doubt.
Yep.
And she did. She got all 3 white lights for her third attempt.
Good.
And then I'm sitting there and I'm watching the guys, in their, that are pulling, low 600s. And so they're pulling the heavier weight for the beat. And this guy gets up there, he pulls his and stops about here. And I was like, and they're like, oh, that's a good lift. And I was like, he still had a whole rotation.
Yeah. Like hips weren't through the bar, shoulders were forward.
He just settled. It's like he got to a point and he just settled. And they're like, oh, I'm like, okay, so because it's not over 600 pounds, it's got to be
weight's relative. That's stupid. It doesn't matter what's on the bar. Execution.
What's heavy to someone is not. And so there were some things I was like, that's kind of BS. And
welcome to powerlifting.
Well, it's anytime you get judges, and that's the one thing about powerlifting is the weight is the weight. The judging is obviously can make. I mean, it's not perfect.
Yeah.
There's still the human element, but even if they fail your lift, that's what I told Shelby. I was like, even if you don't get this last one, I said you got. I said in my eyes and in the eyes of anyone who watched.
Oh yeah,
you got that lift. That was yours.
I told Kainoa that too with his 540. Yeah. I was like, dude, fuck what they have to say. Clearly they were not paying attention, or they've got some weird bias going on. But you locked that shit out. The bar didn't get away from you. What they accused him of was hitting the bar away from his hips and then finishing the lockout and coming back. I was like, dude, you're using leg drive.
A hitch version.
They were trying to tell him that he uses quads to bump the bar off his legs to help finish the lockout.
Or something.
Do you fucking idiots not understand what leg drive is coming off the floor? If you watch my pulls from this week, if you're not using your legs, they're not going to be shaking.
Yeah.
Leg drive off the floor is going to imply that your quads are working, and that's going to imply that your legs are going to be shaking a little bit. So don't come at me with that fucking he bounced the bar away from his legs. No, he's using leg drive and he's pulling up and back. I didn't watch the bar leave. It's I'll pull up the video right now and be like, watch this shit.
I know. Ridiculous. It can be so aggravating. The reason, I mean, anything that has judges is you have the human element.
Convoluted a little bit.
The human element that's involved. But the reason that powerlifting is so much better, not the reason, a reason why it's so much better than a bodybuilding, event is bodybuilding is 100% based on what the judge thinks.
I got you. Yeah.
Powerlifting, there's minor things that can go against you,
Mhm.
that maybe they see that, or they saw for you, they didn't see for someone. There's those things. But if you pick up the weight and you press the weight and all that, then you do it. You do it. You do it. And there's no argument.
Mhm.
When you're on a pageant, you can have a lot of argument as to why you weren't as good as the blonde-haired big tit one that was a client of the judge.
Or
But
may
they
have
said,
thrown some extra cash or sucked a dick somewhere. Like,
right,
yeah.
because from what I've heard, that happens quite a lot
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
in that industry, especially. I don't know if it happens I just don't. I don't think there's a mix of the male to female ratio in powerlifting is not of that I would see that there's a lot of cocksucking for better lifts.
No. There are cocksuckers, but not literal
Yeah.
fellation of wieners. Yeah.
Wiener fellation.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, it was still fun. It was fun to do. Oh, the other weird thing, and they didn't do this at the other WRPF event, so this must be. I don't know how the gym was able that hosted it.
Yeah.
Was they able to do the awards the way they were? They did not. They didn't award for winning your class. So
Like each weight class.
Yeah, so like Shelby won her weight class in juniors and her weight class in open.
Okay.
Philip's girlfriend Emily won her junior because she was in the weight class below.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't get anything. They didn't get recognized. They didn't get a little medal. They didn't get anything. So they gave out these prize packs. They did. They called it the highest total team lifter. Not male or female, just highest total team. So it was a boy.
Okay.
They did highest total masters, which was a guy, obviously.
Okay.
And then the only one to me that made sense is they did highest. I think they'd use Wilks, the highest Wilks score, male and female, which is basically your best overall
Your
lifter.
best lifter.
So that one made sense, but then they're doing like top Wilks score, some, I don't know, it was just weird, but they didn't do any of the classes. So there was no master classes awards for age groups. There was no open. There wasn't even an open category that they awarded.
What?
Yeah, like usually
Like,
there's
stop
usually
trying to be
there's
special.
yeah
Just
usually there's an
fucking do the
an
award.
ass ton of medals on the tables because you have all your weight classes in male and female, and then your overalls, and then your masters and juniors, obviously. But
That was just a shitty meet director.
so it's just, I don't like the prizes that they gave away. So the positive to it, every athlete that competed got a crazy good like gift bag.
I mean, that's cool, but it's also
So-
like giving a medal for last place. Like,
Yeah, so it's like, so for signing out, I mean, they had like 2 or 3 bags of that Black Rifle coffee. They had a full tub of protein, a full tub of pre-workout,
okay.
a shaker bottle. They had, so I mean, it was like a full-on a T-shirt and all this other stuff.
Nice little spread.
Yeah, so I mean, they got their money's worth for the entry and their little swag bag.
Yeah.
But it's like when you compete and you win your class, you want to be recognized somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Like
like
having those are nice.
yeah, I just a little medal, and they're cheap as shit to order.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have 5 of them from the mock meet left over.
Yeah.
And I think I only bought a few of them, and I think they were like $10 a piece.
Yeah.
If you buy them in mass, you can get them for like $2 to $5 a piece. So they cost nothing.
I mean, the USPA Hawaii ones, they used instead of metal, they were like balsa wood, which is even
that's
cheaper. So like,
Yeah. But it's a cool representation.
yeah, you're still giving someone, like, even if it's like,
It's an acknowledgement of,
yeah,
look,
like,
you did this. You did this well enough to win. Congratulations. Here's your shit.
well, I mean, a lot of us, I mean, all of us go through an extensive training camp, make a lot of sacrifices during the way, have to pay to get to these fucking meets, have to
Yep.
pay for a place to stay. Like, this isn't a cheap hobby. So the least you could do is just give these motherfuckers a little medal. Be like, hey, you killed it. I know it's not much, but
Yeah.
here you go.
Yeah.
And that's
You did
enough for a
better.
lot of us.
Yeah, you did better at this than the other people in your club,
Yeah.
that were in your weight. So you were the best of this weight of person. That's what I mean. You work all that. Yeah, it's great to get stuff.
Mhm.
Oh man, we got all this cool stuff. But then people are, it's you want that memory of that event. So you have this little
Yeah,
medal.
of course.
Oh yeah, I have this medal from this event, this medal's from this event. I got these two here. But then you're like, oh yeah, I did this one. Oh, what did you win? Did you place? Oh yeah, I got first in my class, in my junior class and in my open class. Oh really? What'd you get? Nothing. They didn't even announce it. They didn't even say congratulations to so and so for winning these. I mean, just weird.
Yeah.
It was kind of a bizarre thing.
The only caveat I can think of is just because they're a new federation in Colorado.
Yeah, and I guess, but
Because the ones out here are they're way better put together.
Yeah.
Because
But I got information that the Colorado chair may be stepping down,
okay.
which we know who that is, and that's who put on the event. And there was a guy from one of the guys that I worked with at the Special Olympics that works out at Jesse's gym. I guess he put in for the Colorado WRPF chair.
Oh, nice.
He's like he can, because he has the availability to be able to monitor these events and make sure that they're running the way they should.
Mm-hmm.
So they should be good. Yeah. And then we went and saw Jesse's little hallway gym.
Yeah.
The thing is so small.
Junkyard.
Yeah. But he's got everything you need crammed into that space.
Which, the only good thing about that is you can be selective with who you want in your gym.
Yep. Yeah, I said, hey, I have an extra spin bike that I brought down here with me. I said, do you want one? He's like, I don't want those kind of people here.
Good old Jesse, man.
I didn't realize, I know he'd been involved in powerlifting for a long time, but I didn't realize, how
the dude's an
he
OG,
used to be.
man. Mm-hmm.
And,
you were talking about, his training cycles and stuff back in the day and, his calorie intake when he was huge.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit. For him to maintain, I think he was, he was 290 or something like that.
No, he was up to 240.
Okay, 240, but you were saying,
he's not a very big guy, though, either.
No, when he was, big.
Right, but he's not he's not tall. He's not
no. But he's
not a big frame guy. So 240 on his frame.
But he's also done big handoffs to Eddie Cohen for his huge benches.
Yes.
The dude knows his shit.
Yeah, he said he was spotting Mark Bell on bench once, and he's like, what the fuck do you want me to do? I can't carry this. I can't lift this.
Benches, yeah. These are
these are 8. He said it was the 800-pound. Bench attempt for Mark Bell. He's like, what am I supposed to do if you can't get this?
Am I gonna just shrug this off your fucking chest?
But yeah, he's like, and he was, and I heard it from on an interview. I think I talked about it before. Tom Segura had Mark Bell on his podcast once, and Jesse was saying the same thing. He's like, well, yeah, back when we were doing it, there was no raw powerlifting.
Nope.
Everything was equipped. Everything was a bench shirt. Everything was a squat suit. He's like, we didn't, that's all we knew.
Yeah. Well, when it first started with the YMCA stuff, there was no knee sleeves. There was no wrist wraps. People were taking the knee wraps that they had, cutting them short and using those as wrist wraps. And then the Sven bench shirts came out and that kind of exploded everything. So for a good period, you'd have guys sprinkled in that would hit raw lifts throughout those meets, or the guys would wear, just briefs for deadlifting or that kind of shit. But for the most part, it was all equipped, and those are not fuck around numbers. Those are these guys are benching 1,200 now. That's fucking insane. You can say whatever you want about a bench shirt, it's cheating, blah blah blah. You still have to hold 1,200 pounds.
Right. It doesn't make the weight any lighter.
No, no, not at all. Crazy bastards.
And then so he has a cryo chamber at his place. And so he let us jump in there for a few minutes. So that was nice.
How'd that feel?
I liked it. It was not. It was way better than an ice bath because you don't get the shivery cold.
Oh, okay.
Because it's so cold it like penetrates.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel that you're cold, but it's like 3 minutes and it's just a penetrating cold.
Yeah.
And then you get out and it's like then you just feel better.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I got you.
And he warned Amber, and it happened. He's like, women are always super tired. It like really wears them out, and then they sleep a lot. You know that they sleep really well that night, and she slept almost the entire way home. She was out. And then
cool.
I was telling him she had her plantar fasciitis is real bad in her foot, and so he's like feeling her heel. He's like, okay, so it hurts in your heel. He said your Achilles is tight. Had her lay down. He stretched it a little bit, and I knew he was a physical therapist. I didn't realize that like he knew all about like dry needling and everything. He just grabs his needle and just jams it in there, and then he's just in and out, in and out. And she's like, oh my gosh. She's like, all right, that one. He's like, this spot, bam, and just fucking going.
Hey, you know what? A good service like that, though, you can't pass that shit up, man.
No,
that's good shit.
He didn't. I was taking him a water bottle he had forgot, and so he hooked us. He did all that and didn't really charge much for it. She's with stretching and everything this week. She's been able to keep her foot from. It was to the point where she'd get out of bed and like really couldn't like move her foot very much.
Yep.
It was like and so it helped a lot. It was crazy, and he was just fucking hammering that thing.
Love that.
But yeah, so I think I'm going to try and go out there in October. He's putting on a Special Olympics powerlifting. I think, it's the full meet that he's doing.
Oh, cool.
And then he wants to work together on, possibly doing like deadlift only competitions and
he does
stuff like
those
that.
Pretty cool ones.
Yeah. So it'll be it'll be interesting. Kind of get going in that realm a little bit in different directions. And now what's going on?
Hell yeah!
Good time.
Good times.
All right. So I have a different variety or version. Oh wait, let's do giveaway. Giveaway time.
Oh yeah.
It's giveaway time. It's giveaway time. It's giveaway time. All right. So the winner of the Lifting Ugly Face of the Week contest for the Pioneer wrist straps is
Bono. His face was so fucked up.
It was extremely fucked up. And for that, he will get a free pair of Pioneer wrist straps.
He's been needing them too. Like the dude needs them. Yeah.
But yeah, great face. Again, thanks to everyone else who submitted. There's a lot of good ones out there.
Be uglier.
Yeah.
So and he'll win.
He was just the ugliest of the ugly. So
love that.
Love the effort. The effort in that
I'll give
face.
him a call.
Yeah. The effort in that face was just the best. So congratulations to Pono for that just wonderfully disastrous face.
Yep.
But yeah. All right. So we're going to go a little different version of our white lights, red lights.
Love that. Lay it on me.
All right. So let's just do a quick little idea for those who don't know what white lights, red lights is. So as we've talked about, we talked about a powerlifting meet. We talked about red lights. We talked briefly about white lights.
Yes.
So, assuming your judges are judging fairly and correctly, you hit your squat, you get your start commands. You get depth.
Yep.
You get your press command if you need a press command. You get your down command when you need a down command. You succeed at all those things. It's perfect.
Yep.
It's 3 white lights.
Love that.
Someone catches something that's a little off, maybe. Or maybe they're a little off.
Yeah.
And they give you a red light, but you still get 2 white lights. That's a good lift. Now, if you get 2 red lights or 3 red lights, then that means it's not so good, and you better try a little bit harder next time and
do better.
Step it up. get those white lights in there. So that's the brief
Oh, yeah.
rundown of what white lights,
Love
red
that.
lights are.
Easy peasy.
So the way I'm going to do it this time, I want you to give me what your 3 white light dessert would be.
Oh,
So no matter what, it is excellent across the board. It gets those 3 white lights.
bread pudding.
Bread pudding,
I fucking love bread
Right.
pudding.
raisins or
Love
without?
No raisins.
No raisins.
Hell no.
Okay.
That honestly, the one that I can think of the most was that banana bread pudding that your wife made me with that with the coconut sauce on top of it. I'm not even kidding. That lasted not even a day. I ate that whole fucking tray that day. That was so good. Like, I've had a lot of bread pudding. I've had a lot of bread pudding, and this definitely was top 2, hands down. Like, no questions asked.
Sweet.
Amber murdered it on the bread pudding front. All you gotta do, a little bit of a microwave action, and a scoop of ice cream right on top.
Just let
And
the magic happen.
Set.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's a good choice. I like that one. That bread pudding was fucking amazing.
Yeah,
Because
it was insane.
I'm not the biggest bread pudding person,
Yeah.
but I mean, I put a dent in those when she was making those too.
Mm-hmm.
My 3 white light is usually going to be cheesecake.
Also, like, that's, to me, that's a second for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I'll put down a whole cheesecake.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cheesecake is that's one of my favorites always.
So are you like a fruity cheesecake or like a chocolate caramel, like that kind of cheesecake?
I'll go both ways.
Switch hitter, love that.
just an old switcheroo. So like if we say Cheesecake Factory, for example, because
Okay.
they have so many varieties,
Oh yeah.
I will usually go with something that I'll either go just straight up cheesecake,
Okay.
or I'll go with a designer one that's got more of like the chocolate or peanut butter or some of that stuff added. I'm trying to remember. Luckily, she never listens to it. I can't remember if Amber made it or, and this is going to sound bad, or one of my other wives made it. But I did have a German chocolate cheesecake made for me once, and that was just
even
phenomenal.
that German chocolate cake that Amber made too with the
Yeah, she kills that frosting for sure.
God.
But yeah, the German chocolate cheesecake was probably one of my favorites. But
That's
I don't mind.
shit crazy.
I don't mind a little strawberry or blueberry.
See, I'm a raspberry kind of guy.
Okay.
Raspberry cheesecake. Oh.
With a sauce or just the fresh raspberry?
I love the swirl inside of it.
Okay. Oh, the raspberry swirl cheesecake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yo. Like I love that tart sweet combo. Oof, I'm a tang guy.
Tangy.
Like a
Little
tangy.
tanginess.
Mm-hmm.
A little something to just spark.
Like, don't shower after the workout. Let's get the tang.
That's
going.
right.
Yeah.
You like the unshowered tangy cheesecake.
Dude, I love salt and vinegar chips. Bring it on. Yeah.
All right, so then let's switch it up here. And what would be a 3 red dessert? A dessert you just do not like.
Ooh, that's hard. Dude, I can't think of anything. Like I love pastries. Okay, I'm not a candy guy.
Okay.
I'll say candy. Like, I'm not gonna like I
don't know if that really qualifies.
I know, but like
dessert, but
when it comes to dessert shit, like I love ice cream, I love pastries, I love like
Here, I'll tell you mine, and maybe it'll.
Okay, yeah. Hit me with it.
So my one that I don't like, and I don't understand why it was ever made, is strawberry rhubarb pie. Like
I had one from City Market that was fucking awful.
Yeah, see, I like strawberry. I don't mind. I don't know why you're putting celery type substance in a fucking pie.
Like,
Why
I
do
don't.
you need that crunchy stock jammed in there?
Yeah.
So
You know what? I'll agree with you on that one.
that's my 3 red.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one. Or
Like a nice strawberry filling with a crumble on top. I'm all for it.
yeah, totally.
But
Yeah.
keep the fucking vegetables out of my pie.
100%.
Fucking nutcases.
I'll agree with you on that one. I
Okay.
can't think of one right now, so I'm just gonna say
So-
I'm gonna piggyback that one.
So you concur?
I
that's
concur.
I concur.
I concur.
All right. Well, sweet. So that's what. Yeah, I was like, oh, let's we'll hit a different direction on our white
Love
lights,
that.
red lights.
Okay, I got one for you.
Okay.
3 white light appetizer. Like if you go and sit down, like what is your like? I fucking hope they have it.
Gosh, I don't do appetizers very much. Let's see. And then they turn it. It seems like they can turn anything into an appetizer.
Yeah,
Um,
like OG finger food.
I mean, I'm always if they have, but then again, it depends on. So I'm good with like a nachos, not
Oh.
type of nachos.
Yeah.
But it also depends on the place and what their nachos are like. Like
True.
there's some you can really fuck up some nachos.
Yeah.
But I've had some like just fucking killer ones too.
Oh yeah, totally.
There's a place in Marble here in
Okay.
Colorado.
Yeah.
That's fuck, I don't remember what it's called. Anyway, they smoke all their meats.
Ooh,
So they have like these smoked nachos. They have smoked
they put in
brisket.
effort.
Yeah, so it's brisket and it's chilies and everything. All so like one like so a decent plate, even a decent plate of nachos would probably
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
my white light appetizer.
Love that. Love that. I love a good spinach artichoke dip.
That's a good one too. That's a good one. With
Oh, yeah.
some nice chips. Do you use
Okay,
chips for that?
I'm a pita bread. slut.
Pita bread.
Like I want
Okay.
pita bread. Yeah.
I get all wet and juicy for pita bread. All right, that's a good one. All right, well, let's not get too carried away.
Yeah,
We
I'm
can-
fucking
we can-
starving right now.
Well, I know, and we can save them for another. We have to have
Some sort of content for, next time.
another day.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. So make sure you go check out our friends at Pioneer Lifting Belts at GeneralLeathercraft.com, MaxBarbell.com for all other sorts of lifting gear. Make sure you follow us at lifting_ugly or search lifting ugly everywhere. Follow us. Follow Alkai himself at bellies_out_benching.
Yep.
Go to liftingugly.com. Check out all the gear that we have available there,
Yup.
as well as you can do support payments. You can pay to support us and what we do, or you can go to patreon.com/liftingugly and you can be a monthly supporter.
Also do it.
Yes, congratulations to Pono,
Good job, Pono.
winner of the Pioneer Wraps.
I'll give him a call.
Let him know. All right, guys. Okay, it was good to see you again.
Craig, always a pleasure.
All right, we'll see you next time, ladies and gentlemen. We are out of here.